Fog Football back with a live reaction to the Champions League draw. There is your pot 1 teams, there is your pot 2, pot 3, pot 4, of course. Only Celtic representing Scotland because Rangers were an absolute disgrace last night. And PSV, of course, did fans, so they move into pot 3. We've got the likes of Arsenal returning to the Champions League, Feyenoord in pot 1 because they won the Dutch League. Man City and Sevilla, of course, the winners of the European competitions in there as well. And we've got the other teams like Antwerp in there, Union Berlin. It's nice to see Newcastle as well, RC Lens. Loads of teams in there, make no mistake about it. Let's see here. So Joe Cole has pulled out Bayern Munich first. They will be slotting in to Group A. Boom. Bayern Munich into Group A. I'll be back at the end of the of pot 1 teams, and then obviously things will start to heat up once we see who's in pot 2, and we'll begin to see what the group of deaths truly are. Oh, what's that? Callum Matthews, what year I put? Napoli are in Group C and Sevilla's in Group B. So Benfica are in pot D, Group D, sorry. Then we've got Feyenoord that are in Group E. We've then got Paris Saint-Germain that are in Group F. Man City are in Group G. And then Barcelona are in pot H. So, Group H, man, Jesus Christ. Can't even begin to spit these things out. What am I all about? Right. Donald, I'm a Celtic fan. When asked what would be a tough group for Celtic, is unkind to answer any of the above. Lol. We're going straight into pot 2. Manchester United and Arsenal, the Premier League sides in this pot. You know, you've got the likes of Madrid, Arsenal, United, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid in here. It'll be interesting to see what this draw is going to stand out here. What is going to mean? Most of these groups are going to be difficult at this point. Let's be real about it. That's just the way it is. So Borussia Dortmund and PSG both go into Group F. That's a tough one. But, you know, like, PSG's nowhere near as good as what they were. And Dortmund, you know, have lost the likes of Bellingham and Haaland. Still a great team, but, you know, beatable for Celtic, in my opinion. You know, if they hold themselves and so much better than fucking Rangers, then why can't they do it, huh? Why can't you get a wee European run? What's that? Yous are pish. I can't really talk. 5-1, I know. PS5, man. Arsenal out next, and they've been drawn into Group B with Sevilla, so that's quite an interesting wee group there. Arsenal, Sevilla, alongside Feyenoord, probably one of the worst teams that Arsenal could have got. Of course, they automatically avoid City. Atletico Madrid get Feyenoord, they'll be happy enough with that. Manchester United get Bayern Munich, so they're going to be taking on Harry Kane. Leipzig get Manchester City. So Inter Milan face Benfica. Porto join Barcelona. And Real Madrid join Napoli. I mean, you look at these groups and there's a lot. Could probably get that out. There's a lot of groups here that are just, here it is automatically here. Let's just go through groups I think Celtic could get out of. Group A, you know what, Manchester United are not good. They're not, but if it was Ange's Celtic, I could see something maybe happening. But, you know, this is without even a pot 3 team getting thrown into the mix. Sevilla, Arsenal, right? Sevilla and Arsenal, two very good teams. Arsenal are better than Sevilla, but, you know, you never really know. Napoli, Madrid, no chance. Benfica, Inter Milan, it's two teams that are great without being like, you know, the next level. Group B, Feyenoord and Atletico, you'd probably want that group of any of these groups so far. I'd say probably Group B, D, E, or F is what you would want. And now we're going to go in to pot 3. Paul says pot 4 doesn't hold any threats apart from Newcastle. Nobody's going to want them from pot 4. Could be a real group of death coming up. Goddamn right, mate. Shakhtar Donetsk are the first team out in Group H. They go in alongside Barcelona and Porto. I guess you could say it's a similar group to the group last year with Madrid, Leipzig and Donetsk, but I would personally put Porto... I don't know, actually I'd probably say Leipzig are a bit better than Porto, and Barca are a bit worse than Real Madrid. I know Barca won the league, but Real Madrid's Real Madrid. I actually feel like Barcelona can be got at. Red Star Belgrade have joined Group G, so, you know, we looked at this last year for Celtic, like, obviously, right, City's, no one's going to touch City. Leipzig, right, I think Celtic on their day could do something. And Red Star Belgrade, that is who Celtic should be battling with, for that third spot to at least drop into the Europa League. So let's see here. PSV. Oh man, what a great. PSV join Sofia and Arsenal. Now that would be a favourable group for Celtic, man. It really would be. PSV are a really good, oh, whoa, really good team, but Arsenal, Celtic should want Group B. There's points to be had in that group. PSG, Dortmund, and Milan. That's looking like pretty much a group of death at this point now. Salzburg joined Benfica and Inter Milan. Group D looking no bad, I guess you could say at this point in time, as more teams are set to come out. So the group so far, guys, we've got Group A, Bayern Munich. It's United and Copenhagen. I think Celtic would fancy that group. I genuinely think they would. Then you got Group B, Sofia, Arsenal, PSV. I think they'd fancy that. Group C, right, you wouldn't fancy it in terms of going through to the last 16, but you'd fancy it in terms of getting to that Europa Conference League. Group D, you've got Benfica, Inter Milan, Salzburg. Again, I mean, a tough group, but I mean, you'd fancy beating Salzburg, wouldn't you? Feyenoord, Atletico, Madrid, Lazio. That's a tough one in the sense of that the pot one team is probably the worst team in the group. Group F, you've got PSG, Dortmund, AC Milan. I mean, that's probably the group of death. Then you get City, Leipzig, and still Red Star Belgrade, Barca, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk. I mean, all tough draws, to be honest, man. But let's see what's going to happen here. Time for pot 4. We've got Newcastle, Union Berlin, Lens, Real Sociedad, Galatasaray, Celtic, Young Boys, and Antwerp. Newcastle are being billed as the toughest pot 4 team, which I think is fair enough. They've got like Tonali in there. I mean, I don't need to go through their squad. We all know what Newcastle possesses, man. They've got a good squad, and they're only going to get better. And you know what? It won't be surprising when Newcastle actually go ahead and win the Champions League. It really, really won't be. And boom, we've got Real Sociedad. We've got Real Sociedad joining Benfica, Inter Milan, and Salzburg, a group that maybe Celtic would have fancied. Newcastle, though, they take the group of death. Like PSG, Dortmund, and AC Milan, all great teams, but not like like a Man City or like a Real Madrid, for example. Like, the top tier, like a Bayern Munich, just a wee tier below. But yeah, that is an insane group F. Would they have wanted that? Hell no, they would definitely not have wanted that. And who's up next? Is it going to be Celtic? Callum Matthews reporting it. Group Death. Damn. Oh, no, I thought Celtic were going to come out there, but Galatasaray have got Group A, which means they're in with Copenhagen, Bayern Munich, and United. United, that's a favourable group for them. You'd expect them probably to go through there, but they are a bit shite, so you never know. Union Berlin, of course, making the Champions League debut. That's where Juranovic is at. Napoli, Real Madrid, and Braga. And I believe, what groups are left? So you've got Group C have been took, Group A, Group L. Oh, is Celtic coming out? Young Boys. I think Celtic are on the verge of getting Group B. Yeah, I think Celtic are on the verge of getting Group B. Celtic are on the verge of getting Group B, which would be pretty mental because you get a Battle of Britain in there, and you would also get Celtic taking on PSV, so that would be quite interesting. As this is probably going to hopefully fire itself out, man. We've got a lot to do tonight because we've got this draw, of course, and then 3 fucking games. I mean, the Hibs game's kind of irrelevant, but we've got Lens. The Lens of hoovered the Battle of Britain and the PSV. I mean, no, it gets me, right? Like, see the whole. I just can't get over like McCoyster's comments about the whole fucking thing. Like, say we were in PSV shoes, going up against Sofia, Arsenal, and Lens. You look at those 3 teams, and Rangers shouldn't be getting scudded. I'm not even taking the piss. Like, how can we go from beating Leipzig and Dortmund? I don't want to repeat myself here on a different channel, but I don't get how you can do that. And Celtic, though, have got Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid, and Lazio. So, guys, they've got the favourable pot 1 team, but Atletico Madrid and Lazio, that's tough. But Celtic, not so long ago, beat Lazio. Was that under? Who was that under? Was that under Rodgers? No, I think it was under Lennon. I'm pretty sure it was under Lennon. So, yeah, that is us, guys. Celtic, I think they'll take that group. Compared to what it could have been, they'll absolutely take that group. But we're going to leave you guys with this video. The Champions League draw has been made. The British sides, yeah, so I think they'll take that. Celtic fans, will you take that? Will you be happy with that? Leave your thoughts down below. But until next time, That is us signing out here on Fog Football. We'll be back later. We'll get 3 match reviews. Will it be happy days for most of the teams, or will it be absolutely clinical depression? It will probably be clinical depression. So I'm trying to find a live stream of this draw. It's not on the telly. Come on. Where is it? I don't know where it is, but Celtic are the second last team.